What's up, guys? This is Coach by PH. Bringing you some Gears of War 3 beta gameplay today. So, it's King of the Hill. Map is checkout. So today I'm just gonna mainly be talking about some of the new things of the beta or Gears of War 3, and just some aspects of the game. So I'm using a sawed-off and a retro lancer. This is about like maybe my 5th game or so, so I haven't played that much, but what I learned from playing it for like the first, I'd say, like 2 or 3 games, I was doing not the greatest, and I was not enjoying the game that much, and I was using the Hammer Burst and the Gnasher shotgun, which is the regular one from Gears 1, Gears 2, and yeah, I wasn't really liking the game that much. I was just, the Hammer Burst, I just wasn't doing that good with it, and the Gnasher, I didn't really like it. Like, it seemed to me like there is some lag in the game. Like, I'm not saying it's like as much as Gears 2, but when I use a Gnasher, it seems I'd always get wrecked by someone with a sawed-off. So I just switched to the sawed-off and the retro, because it seems to me like the retro is also the dominant like assault rifle, I guess. So I'm using both those. So I'm definitely liking the sawed-off. It's pretty cheap. If you're in like the general range of someone close up, it just instantly takes you out. Like right there, I did miss, but most of the time it pretty much instantly wrecks them. Things I don't like about the sawed-off though, if you miss, you're kind of screwed, because it takes a long time to reload, and even worse if you miss your active, which is kind of hard to hit. And I think that's about it. There's nothing really else wrong with it. I mean, it's a pretty good gun. I think what they're gonna do is, when the game actually starts coming out, if they don't make any changes to it, what will probably happen is, I mean, it'll just stay the same, but for those who play like competitively or something, say game battles, they're probably, for MLG, my idea, or what I'm thinking is they're just gonna take it out. And like if you play game battles, you know, you can have an option to, like in Gears of War 2, the option starting weapon for Hammer Burst for Lancer, they're gonna do it like that. So if you don't like the sawed-off and you play competitively, it's not gonna ruin the competitive gameplay, so you don't need to worry about that. Another thing they did add to Gears of War 3 was an aspect of Call of Duty, which is, say you're playing with 5 people, one of them leaves, and you're stuck with a horrible drone. Well, someone can join back in and take the place of the drone. They didn't have that in Gears of War 2. You're stuck playing with the drone, or whoever, for the rest of the game. You know, that's usually not that fun. And in like Team Deathmatch, that can really kill you because you have a certain amount of lives. So say you don't die once that whole game, you still lose because the drone is just taking up all your deaths. So, and right here, that kid's an idiot. That's an example of why the sawed-off is much better. Even though I missed on him, he couldn't kill me with the Gnasher, and I just ended up running around and still missing my reload and still getting him. So it's a pretty good one, even though, you know, a lot of people don't like it. Well, everyone uses it, so what are you gonna do? Another aspect of the game is, not a big one, but the Gorgon pistol. It's now not, I believe it was like 4 or 5, maybe 3 burst gun in Gears of War 2, I forget. It's now just an SMG. It's okay. Oh, another thing they added, as you saw right there, was recoil. And the retro lancer, which is the one I'm using, has probably the most recoil out of any gun. So even though it does have that recoil, it's still probably one of the cheapest guns in the game, because I mean, they're not the cheapest, but I mean, it's probably the best assault rifle, because I mean, whenever you're actually picking your guns, it'll show you its range and its damage, and the retro lancer does have the most damage, and you can kind of tell. I mean, it takes people down pretty fast. I mean, I see the majority of people using it. Also, with the retro lancer, you have like a charge where instead of the chainsaw bayonet, which you just, you know, rev it up and you run at a regular speed. You can charge into someone with it, stab them, and lift them up into the air, and it's pretty cool. You see, I just did it right there, but I missed. I wasn't able to get him, so, you know, I just killed him with there. And as you can see here, I mean, I just quickly take him out. I mean, the Gnasher doesn't even beat the Retro Lancer, so... the guns I'm using, they're kind of cheap, and as you saw there, smoke grenade, what happens is, in Gears 2, you were just frozen, and you couldn't move, and smoke grenade hits you, and it was an issue. Then it knocked you down after one patch, and then they just kind of took it out, so it didn't do anything. Well, in this game, it makes you unable to shoot for a short amount of time, but still able to move. And as you see here, I picked up the Gnasher, and it's not that bad of a gun. I mean, I two-shot that guy down. I mean, body this here. It's not that horrible, so I'm gonna hope to be using the Gnasher more because it takes more skill, and you can, you know, you can get more like triple kills because they now implemented triple kills into the game and stuff. So I'm hoping they're gonna. In the real game, take down the Sawed-Off and use the Gnasher. So I'm probably going to be using the Gnasher more when the game actually comes out. But for now, I'm just using the Sawed-Off because, I mean, everyone uses it. And if you use the Gnasher, you're just going to get pretty pissed off from dying by the Sawed-Off. So, I mean, as you can see here, it's not a horrible gun. I'm still using it. I mean, bought that kid right there. It's not a horrible gun, but it's just the Sawed-Off is better than it. So... I mean, the other guns are in the game, or assault rifle in the game, would be the Hammerburst and the Lancer. The Hammerburst actually has an iron sight, so I was using it a bit, and it has about very little recoil. So if you want like a long range assault rifle that you want, Retro Lancer isn't the one you want to use. It's a Hammerburst. It's an iron sight. Probably it has the least amount of recoil in the game, so that's pretty good, but it's not the most powerful, so you don't actually see it that often in the game. But in the gameplay, you're just seeing me use the Sawed-Off, you know, kind of point blanking people. I mean, that's all. That's mostly what you see in the game. And as you can see, it's pretty cheap, and the Retro Lancer itself is pretty cheap too. And another thing in this game is when you get down, I just got sniped by the long shot, and right here, I didn't know there's a long shot in here, so. You're able to pull up the map and see where all the weapons are. So that's a great aspect because new players, they might not know where the weapons are. You can easily just check on that map where they are and get them. So that's cool. But as I was saying, when you're down and, you know, your teammate's a dick and doesn't revive you or something, you can get up by yourself pretty fast. More faster than Gears 2. I believe in some Gears 2 game types you just die too and you wouldn't get back up. So that was pretty cool. Right here, I just picked up long shot for my first time, so that's why that thing appeared right here, because it's my first time using it. But as you can see here, it does have some of the recoil too. If you're just regularly not hard scoped in, it has a bigger radius, and you have to stand still to take that radius down. So that'll make sniping even more harder because sniping is most hard in the Gears of War game. So see right here, see. Went in when I stood still, so that's a cool aspect of the game. And I mean, see, Sawed-Off, see, you have to be really close to kill him, because right there I was pretty close. I still didn't kill him, but it was fine because my team took him out, and the teammate didn't even drive me. I got back up, and right here, you know, I'm running around. I failed the active, so. And, I mean, I missed right there, you know? See, sometimes it does miss, so I'm trying to get away because it takes forever to reload it. This guy ends up running, and I just see some random button, and I just kind of press. I still don't know what the button did. It just put off an alarm, so. And, some more cool aspects about the game is they added in, like, such things as medals, and, I'm not sure what the other ones are called. There's medals and, like, awards, I believe. So you get them for doing such things as getting a 5 kill streak, 10, 15, 20, up to 25, I think. 3 revives in a row, things as that. They give you extra XP, and then medals are things you accumulate over time, such as get 100 kills or get Sawed-Off or whatever. So things like that. And some cool things is in the beta, which they still have right now, since the game it's pretty good. Like, they could probably release it earlier than September 20th. They just want to release it for the holidays, but you can get skins for your guns, and there's different skins for each gun. I believe there's an urban for like the Lancer. There's a gold retro Lancer, which you can actually unlock in this beta. You need to play 90 beta matches for you to get the gold retro Lancer in this beta. But then to keep the gold retro Lancer for the actual game when it comes out, you're gonna have to get 100 kills with the retro Lancer while it's golden for you to keep it. And that goes for the same as the Coltrane, where you're going to need to get 50, or you're going to need to play 50 matches in the beta, and then you're going to need to play 10 as a Coltrane to keep him. So you need 50 to get him in the beta, then 10 to keep him when the game comes out. So say you play 50 matches and you have Coltrane, you don't keep him in the real game. You still have to play 10 with him in the beta to keep him when the game comes out. So I think that's pretty cool because it gives people who play the beta a reason to, stick around and play. So I definitely think that's pretty cool. And also they have flaming for each gun. So, and the way you do that, you get flaming. It's once again a skin, just like urban, gold, chrome is one of them, and I believe that's it. There could be other ones. I just can't think of them. But flaming, it's not as cool as you think. The gun is just kind of like flamish under it. It's not all that great. It's kind of hard to notice. But the way to get that was to get the flaming Lancer. I believe you had to have played a match before April 24th. So if you pre-ordered it like me at the beta the 25th, sadly you can't get it. But then the week currently 25th to 2nd is going to be the flaming retro. I'm not exactly sure which gun was for when. And then the May 2nd to the 9th is another flaming gun, and then May 9th to 15th is another flaming gun. So all you have to do is play one beta match in each of those weeks, and you get the flaming one. And those ones you will keep when the game comes out. But then other things in this game, such as urban or a character like Anya that you unlock, you're not going to keep that when the game actually comes out. So that's a bad thing, but you can get them back pretty fast. It's only like 10 games as such. So, but that I think it's really cool that you get like flaming and Coltrane and gold retro Lancer, because it gives you reason to continue playing the beta and to get something for playing the beta. You also, I believe, get a medal called the beta tester, which I don't even know what that does, but they even have the whole ranking system found in this. I believe the highest is 25 now. They even have leaderboards like in Gears 2. You can check all your stats for all of your weapons, like see how many kills you have with each weapon, how many active reloads you have with it, how many executions you performed. Another cool aspect is once you get so many kills with the weapon, like 25 with the retro, 10 with the mortar, you gain a certain execution for that. The only one I've got so far is the retro, the sawed-off, and the Gnasher, but the only one I've actually used is the retro. And what it is you have to go hold Y. Like in this game, another thing is when you're picking up a weapon, you have to hold X. You can't just tap X and pick it up, you have to hold it for an amount of time. With this, for the executions, you have to hold Y to do your special execution. So, special execution with the retro is you stab them in the back with the like sword thing on it, and then you slice their throat. So it's pretty cool. Not sure what the other ones are, but they're obviously going to be pretty cool, because I think I've seen one with the Lancer. You actually stick your saw like into their head while they're on the ground. It's pretty brutal, but it's cool. I mean, you can unlock all those, and then one thing is when they're down, if you just tap them with X, you kick them. If you hold it with X, I believe you get a meat shield. I'm not 100% sure, but there's tapping and holding. They do different things. Then tapping Y, I believe you curb stomp them, but then holding Y, you do this certain execution with your gun. So I mean, they've added so far what seems to be a lot to the game, and it's looking pretty cool. So right now, I do have to cut it off because I don't want my commentary to run over at all, because it's going to be past 15 minutes. So I'd just like to say, thanks. I'm going to be uploading a lot more Gears of War 3 videos. I'm going to be doing a review, and please subscribe for more of those videos. Also, you know, if you subscribe to me and you just want to, like, you know, play the beta with me, just send me a message on Xbox on a friend request, and I'll play it with you anytime. It's pretty fun. I'm probably going to be playing it a lot during these next 2 weeks or so. Once again, I just like to say, you know, thanks for watching, sticking around and watching the video. Please subscribe. I hope you like the gameplay and my commentary. And thanks, you know. And just remember, send me that message if you want to play. Okay, cool.